Your four favorites are What We Do in the Shadows, Shiva Baby, Prisoners, and Challengers. This is going to sound very strange, but I kept thinking of Andy Samberg when I was working on this one. I know he's not in any of these movies, but the other day I showed someone the music video for the Lonely Islands three-way, and I jokingly said it's the original Challengers. And one of the first movies that comes to mind when I think of What We Do in the Shadows is Pop Star Never Stop Never Stopping, because it's another hilarious mockumentary. And 7 Days in Hell is also a mockumentary like What We Do in the Shadows, but it's also about tennis like Challengers. Despite What We Do in the Shadows being a comedy, I think my top choice for you is actually Bones and All, because it has some horror elements to it like What We Do in the Shadows. It's a coming-of-age film like Shiva Baby, it's a crime thriller like Prisoners, and like Challengers, it involves romance and sexuality and was directed by Luca Guadagnino. Basic Instinct has a bisexual woman like Shiva Baby, a detective like Prisoners, and a lot of sexual tension and a bit of a love triangle like Challengers. The Novice like Shiva Baby is a very stressful coming-of-age film with a queer female protagonist, and it's a sports movie like Challengers. Strangers on a Train is a psychological thriller like Prisoners. Like Challengers, the protagonist is a tennis star, and the film involves infidelity, homoerotic undertones, tension, and power dynamics. And there's a scene in Challengers that pays homage to a scene in this movie, where everyone in the audience during a tennis match is turning their heads, keeping their eyes on the ball, except for one person. Let the Right One In is about vampires like What We Do in the Shadows, and it's a coming-of-age film like Shiva Baby. The Naked Gun is a parody film like What We Do in the Shadows, and a sports film like Challengers. Man Bites Dog is a crime film like Prisoners, and a mockumentary like What We Do in the Shadows. You saw most of the horror comedies that came to mind when I was thinking of What We Do in the Shadows, but a few that you didn't have marked as watch that I think you might enjoy are Scream, Young Frankenstein, and The Cabin in the Woods. And I know zombies are not the same as vampires, but I also want to throw in Zombieland and Shaun of the Dead. But if you like What We Do in the Shadows more for its mockumentary style, then I think you might enjoy Real Life and Drop Dead Gorgeous. Since you have What We Do in the Shadows and two films with bisexual representation in your favorites, I have a feeling you might enjoy some satirical LGBTQ films, so I want to recommend Saved and But I'm a Cheerleader. Since you like Prisoners, a few other thrillers about people being abducted or going missing that I think you might like are The Vanishing, You Were Never Really Here, and Gone Baby Gone. Battle of the Sexes, like Challengers, is a tennis movie with at least one queer character. Match Point, like Challengers, is a tennis movie with a love triangle. I feel like I'm recommending too many tennis movies, and that's probably not what you love about Challengers. So a few more films with love triangles that I think you'd enjoy are Y Tu Mama Tambien, The Worst Person in the World, Designed for Living, and Closer. And because there's a lot of sexual tension and exploration of gender and power dynamics in Challengers, I also think you should check out Fair Play, Sanctuary, and In the Cut.